welcome back to the worst movie podcast in the world. And this week we're going to be looking at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, James Gunn's latest Marvel film. And this week I'm joined by Ryan, Joe, and Dekos. Say hi, guys.
Wow.
I still maintain from last week that we should do.
I prefer it this way. I prefer it this way. I like it
because
it's wholesome.
It's a podcast. People
it's part of the mystery.
Camaraderie. It's wholesome. There's a lot of us talking amongst people like that. It's like there's background noise. Yeah. See, Joe gets it. Joe gets it.
In the podcast, we are one.
We're a single brain cell, and we operate
amalgamation, sir.
Yeah.
Well, we won't fire neurons your way, and you'll die. Right. Anyway,
I'm glad I don't have to live in the world with you anymore.
I agree with Brian. I want my voice.
Okay, well that's unlistenable.
James Gunn.
Dekos, no!
Dekos is getting cut there. That is horrific. There was an alright endpoint.
Anyway, introduction. Let's find out.
The savior of Marvel.
Cheeky summary. What people instantly thought. All right, Joe's already going. Joe, what did you think?
The savior of Marvel.
Right.
For the first time in a long time, I walked out of a Marvel showing and went, "Wow, that was a really good movie."
Yeah. But
compared
is it the savior of Marvel, since James Gunn isn't making any more Marvel films anymore? So there'll be nothing like this.
James Gunn, no, but this is like a martyr. Okay, it was done for the greater good. James Gunn has now left, and we shall look back on him.
Is he putting him on the cross or something? What?
No, he's working with DC now. They hired him as the head.
Hopefully, he can do the work he's done here
with DC.
You
see Black Adam?
Yeah, but that had the Rock in, so
what are you on?
Black Adam, it was great.
It was not great.
Yeah, but that had the Rock in, so it automatically
The Rock gave a tour de force in acting.
I think we need to pin Ryan down. We need to pin Ryan down to make him watch Fast and Furious X. That's what we have to do.
Oh God.
What do you mean? That is something I'd very willingly do.
All I'm saying is, on Saturday,
the trailer for that film looks wild, and the Fast and Furious films have a great track record.
Back to the movie at hand. Right, we've got Joe's opinion. Dekos, what did you think?
What's with such long pauses?
That was fantastic.
Oh, that was so good. Sorry, Dekos.
Turn your internet on and off, Dekos.
You didn't say anything. It was just pure silence.
5 seconds. Anyway, sorry, Dekos. Continue.
That was on purpose.
Right.
That was quite good.
Pickle Rick.
Yeah, I did that. I waited 5 seconds. That's purposeful.
I just got invaded by Pickle Rick. He just burst into my room. Big old pickle.
Did he say, "I'm Pickle Rick"?
I've got him in my lap right now. Sweet pickle. Right, Dekos, what did you think?
Oh.
No!
I loved it, man. Best guy in the Galaxy film.
Yeah. No, I loved it as well. I thought it was really cool. No, that's really good, though. What? What do you mean, what? What? Why are you saying what? I didn't say anything for 10 seconds.
It's my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy film, and it's my favorite Marvel film of
What?
Okay. What is going on?
What the fuck?
This is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night.
Fun fact here.
It's going to be a long night.
What did you think, man?
I mean, I'm not the biggest. I guess I'm not the biggest fan of these Marvel films.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a respectable effort. Guardians and Galaxy.
Uh-huh.
I definitely thought what? What did I say?
Carry on.
Keep going.
Guardians and Galaxy. That's the film.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. You are right.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and a half, and the first hour and a half is I mean, the CGI ain't the best in this thing, but I don't know why So why in this Guardians film did they decide to get rid of, like Chris Pratt? He wasn't in this. They didn't paint that woman a color. There was just
For fuck.
Yeah,
it's very like generic
right.
cast. They kept Rocket Raccoon, but they turned him into like a feral bear
Ah,
for some reason.
he was quite bear-like.
Yeah,
In this
he had
movie.
those bear-like qualities.
And they made a woman ride him
This is a
as well.
shit
I didn't
show.
appreciate that. I don't, not in a sexual way, in a mounted bear minigun way.
Ah, right.
Oh yeah,
okay.
the bear
Can we
minigun.
stop?
Mm.
Can we just stop?
Anyway,
I mean, as well, like this is. I will say, it's probably one of like the best Marvel villains I've seen in a while. It's a pretty big swing to make the main villain just some dude who looked like a buff baby, but it really works. That buff baby, he got lightning. He got lightning power. That buff baby, and the buff baby really works.
okay. Yeah, very insightful.
And then the second half of the film, they
Oh my
started all
God.
speaking Japanese, and for some reason, it was sort of like I was entering into a
what-
subconscious. I don't know what that
role in
was, but that bit was pretty good.
Joke am
Huh.
I playing? The fucking victim?
All right,
I'm
very
talking about the
insightful,
same
right.
fucking film as
Yeah,
you.
we
I
are.
don't know what you're going on about.
It sounds
Yeah.
exactly like what we saw. Exactly like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Guardians
my
of the Galaxy.
Exactly the same.
I watched
In fact,
Guardians and Galaxy.
yeah,
Yeah,
Guardians and
yeah.
Galaxy. Yeah.
That's
I
what
gotta
was
say,
That's what we
required.
saw.
I did watch the Galaxy bit first, and I think that might have altered my experience, which is why.
Ah,
Yeah,
We've got,
you gotta
like,
watch
different-
Guardians then Galaxy. I think that's what makes it work. And you gotta
Yeah.
watch them 3 times each, and then it
Yeah.
kind of resounds. It resonates with you more then. And yeah, my thoughts on the film were again, I think it's like probably like the best thing they've put out in like a very
100%.
very 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 long time, like in the past couple years, for sure.
I would agree, but
it's not
my threshold of Marvel films is very low.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say the bar wasn't very high to be the best. I mean, I did. I know Ryan didn't, but I thought Spider-Man: No Way Home was a great time. I enjoyed
that
it.
is a fantastic. That is
I
a
enjoyed
trash
it.
film.
Not because of the
that film is
nostalgia
literally-
bait,
That
because
film, like,
it didn't really do
reeks
anything
of-
for me.
That
I
film
just
is literally
enjoy-
the Rise of Skywalker,
Only-
a Marvel film.
I just enjoyed the character development they gave
Only
Spider-Man and where he
reason
ended up at the
No
end of the
Way
film.
Home was
I thought that
good.
was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But
I
this
agree,
film, again, that one,
Only-
it did rely on nostalgia. This one didn't. This one
I
just
thought
stood
it
on
was
its
a
own.
growth version of
And
capitalism.
I think it went with some
There was
very...
loads of nostalgia in this film.
No, I don't think so.
Rockets nostalgia.
No.
Or was that too off the whim?
It is too off the... I didn't think it was nostalgia.
Alright,
It's
sorry.
just... It was just... But,
I know, he was more haunted by his past.
Yeah. I thought it was very... I
Rock-
thought it had a lot more mature tones than they've had in a while, which I thought was good.
Definitely.
But the problem with
Details.
Marvel
You know
films
what
is like
nostalgia
anytime they
means?
try and do
It's
something
flashback.
serious, they just undercut it with like a quip or a joke.
Yeah, they didn't do that in this.
But it worked.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. I think...
Are you sure? Are you sure the dog wasn't like the comedy dog?
No. It was. I think in this there was only one time that they did that a kid cut off a serious moment with a quip, and that was it. Out of the 2.5 hour runtime, they actually let the serious moments lie. It was only one time, and I noted it because it made me feel a bit cringe when it happened.
We watched Rocket's friends get killed. Rocket scream in emotional pain and rip a man's face off.
Yeah, and they
That's
did.
not
They
It was
did.
a highlight.
They
Such
didn't
a
throw a
highlight.
joke around that, but the only time they did have the quip, it did make me cringe. Was when Peter was talking to Gamora about like, oh man, like because obviously like she's like not dead, she's like a past version of herself or whatever.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an Endgame thing, and
Yeah.
he's like talking to her, and then
Oh,
like he's
Among Us?
midway through like telling his like put spilling the beat, like saying how he's feeling, like letting his heart out on the line,
Pouring
and then
his
like it
heart out.
turns out like everyone could hear what he was saying, and they interrupt him midway through like his emotional moment, going, we can actually hear you. You're not on the private comms or anything. It's like
Yeah,
cringe.
that felt
But
like
that
a
was-
Disney.
That was
moment.
the one time that happened
Yeah.
out of the 2.5 hours. So I gave it a pass. I'm like, it's a pass. It was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And they did it for the trailer as well, because that was in the trailer that moment. So it's to get all like the
I will
fucking like
say though,
neeby weebs of the world to
Among
go
Us.
watch it.
to counter what you're saying about when Rocket's friends get killed and they don't, I think you missed the joke. The joke is that Teefs is
The
fat.
joke is just
What?
Teeps is
The
fat.
joke is that Teeps is fat. All right, and you know he has wheels. He has
Don't
wheels,
joke.
man. He has that.
He has
wheels.
wheels.
All
Bro,
right,
they
that's
also-
the joke.
They
Okay.
fucked up that poor bunny. Like that's the one that got fucked up the most.
Oh
yeah.
my
right?
god!
Like all the
Floor,
other animals,
redemption
they're
for
like,
Floor,
oh look,
please.
like we'll give
Did
this
you see
guy
the
wheels.
placement of those legs?
Yeah, they were all like fucked.
The placement of the legs were not in a nice place. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was a. It was out of choice.
And then like they gave the bunny the legs, then like slapped something on its face. Like, how does it eat?
That is true. I
does
did
it
wonder
eat?
what the like.
Because
like,
the other
what,
ones, yeah, I
like,
get it.
It probably
I mean-
absorbs through the skin.
Yeah.
True, it could do that. I mean, when looking at those, I know we're skipping ahead a bit here, but when looking at like
Or devours the souls of innocence.
those four, like Rocket's
Rocket
friends,
teeth
obviously
all now.
high evolution. Like his whole thing was, I'm trying to
Higher
get a
Evolution
race.
was an amazing
But-
villain.
What
Oh, yeah.
benefits was he trying to create when creating those three? Like, did he actually envision a world with bunnies with mechanical legs? I mean, I feel like he was just taking the piss, to be honest.
Yeah, like Rocket,
It
I
seems like
get.
the only-
They
the
made him
only one he
smarter and
got.
he could walk upright. Like that's a better
Yeah,
version of
That
him.
sounds
Sa-
like the next
Same
step
with
in
the
human
same with the
evolution to me.
otter. The otter could stand
Oh, yeah,
upright.
the
It was smart and it had like functioning arms, right? The other
Yeah.
two, like that, but I don't know what the fuck it did to that. Yeah, the poor bunny's screwed over, and the walrus, like, he's just like fucking around on some. He's just doing wheelies in the
got
back.
some-
No walruses in this film?
Yeah,
there is a
they
walrus.
they fuck with him and give him wheels.
Yeah, and like, they keep his eyes open the entirety of the
Oh,
time.
so they make him watch. He's aware he's being
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
But also, yeah, as Zigos was saying before,
So
I agree
he
with the
calls-
villain
he
being
calls himself-
fantastic.
Oh,
he
it's
calls
so
himself
good.
Teeth because even though everyone has teeth, his is the most prominent.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
the
like
teeth.
so like for us, if we were in that situation, you could say I'd be called Ears, and
Joe!
Ryan would be called.
I did
Would be
immediately when
called-
I heard that, I did immediately think,
Yeah, you got
Joe.
nothing, have you, little bitch?
Right? No, Ryan would be Beard.
Ryan, you look like a seal. Shut up.
Yeah, you would be
Or a
Teeth. Like,
mounted painting.
Was that dog? The dog was Russian, yes?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So on that same like sort of
For
tangent, I
God's
guess.
sake. Oh my God.
What was the deal with the Russian news broadcasts?
What?
I hate
Why were all the
don't-
news broadcasts? Why were the
Every
news positioning this all in Russian? I couldn't understand it.
I hate every
thought- I
time
thought-
you open your mouth.
Look, I thought I was watching propaganda, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when dog goes space. Okay, it's
When
important to them.
Yeah.
dog goes space.
Dog goes space.
Russia goes
Actually,
Crimea.
I have
She's
a
a bad
Decos
dog.
fun
Oh,
fact.
right,
Wow.
so hopping straight into the
What's
logline
up?
section. So,
Wait,
right, we're gonna.
Joe said he was going to say a fun fact, a Decos fun fact.
Oh yeah,
All
I was
right,
going to say a Decos
Joe,
fun fact.
spill the beans.
I saw a clip of James Gunn saying that because apparently Cosmo, the dog in the comics,
Yes, I know what you're gonna say, and I can back up this up.
is a male dog, but James Gunn decided he wanted to honor the real life Russian dog, which was female that went to space.
Yeah.
Which is why it is female. That's a little fact for you there.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
that's
have
how
you seen
say
have
a
you
fun
seen the voice actress for the Cosmo the dog? Because
No.
god damn,
No.
god damn.
All right, Cameron. All right.
I mean,
Cameron
have
Matthews
you
for a
seen
dog.
the voice actor for Groot? I mean,
Oh,
god
oh,
damn.
now that man
Family.
makes me drip in
That's a
unusual
family.
places.
That's a bold. Oh my god. Let's get on to the log line, please.
Log line
That's
showdown.
some family.
Less of a tussle, less of a fight. Let's see who gets the point this week. I think it could be me. Honestly, I've got something in the
It's
bag.
not off
I've
the
got something in
cards,
the bag.
Cameron, this week because
It's not.
Ryan
Fun
has
fact.
become delusional.
fact.
He's lost his
Delusion.
mind.
We watched the same movie. We all watched
Oh, yeah,
Guardians of the
you have
Galaxy.
said, Ryan. You've said, Ryan. You have said many a time.
Can
All
I
right.
say something?
Go
Yes.
Well, a fun fact. I can tell
God.
you, Ryan is going to win this one.
Oh,
Leave
Damn.
a comment of
Hey man,
of the
maybe I could play
timestamp
the
of when you got
judges. I
hold
could
of
play the
this-
judges.
Leave a timestamp in the comment section on when you got tired of this joke. We'd like to appreciate it.
a joke
It's a
that we will
great joke.
probably
It's
inevitably
consistently funny.
explain
I mean,
later
and
on
besides
when we all
what
get fed
joke?
up.
We watched the same movie.
Okay, all right. It's already getting buried. Yeah. Anyway, we'll
Let's
get on to that
start
in
with the
general
log
discussion. Let's
lines.
start with the log
We'll
lines.
start with Decos. Decos, please, logline.
The Peter confirmed animal rights film of the year.
Ooh,
That is true.
That is true,
They
and it
did
is
come
as
out
well.
and
I'm pretty
say
sure they
that.
actually did say that. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that.
I mean, they're not wrong. This is the first time in
They're
my
not
life
wrong.
I've actually cared for the animals.
Yeah.
That is true.
Honestly, watching the
Oh,
film,
for
Also,
God's sake.
it really just made me crave raccoon
consider-
meat.
Anyway, Brian, let me
Oh.
interrupt with actual talking here. Considering High Evolutionary went to their planet 5,000 years prior to the present day, why wasn't there a fucking? I know it's 65 million years in the past.
That's
Couldn't you just got a
true.
dinosaur?
That's
I wanted to see a
true.
fucking T-Rex in a spaceship, mate.
I wanted to see the T-Rex as well. That would have been cool.
Velociraptors.
He should have been
What
making.
animal would I have
he-
seen that I
He
would
should have
seen?
been making New Earth at start, and here's where he went wrong. He didn't make it from the beginning. We didn't see no woolly mammoths.
I think
All
they
right,
should
he
have
went
had a
straight
rat.
into. He went straight into
I want to bring
meth-dealing
something up in the general
octopuses.
discussion after this because
Okay.
High Evolutionary has a good point
All right.
about
Well,
something.
we'll get on
I'll
to
bring
that.
up
We'll
in the
get on
general.
to that.
I'll move it along. Let's go to log lines.
Okay.
All right,
But,
Adolf.
That was Decos's. Is that your logline, Decos? Yeah.
yeah,
That's
the
right. That was
animal
nice.
rights, Peter.
That was nice.
All right,
Okay.
Joe,
Thank
you're
you.
up next.
I've worked very hard.
Okay. This week I'm gonna make sure I get it right first time, so I've written it down. Okay.
Is that the log line?
No. Rockets, raccoons, rabbits, and caged children. No, I'm not talking about Elon Musk's bedroom, but in fact, the Marvel
Pause.
movie of the year, Guardians of the Galaxy. Try. There we go. I mean, it had all those elements. It really did.
That is
It
true.
had. There was caged children in this film. From all
That's
species.
true. That's
From
true.
all
That did
species.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah. From
Please
all
tell me they
species.
unleash them at one point and they're like rabid.
The
I mean,
little
I would
raccoon.
know because I watched the film, of course.
Okay.
But, you know,
The
just
little
hypothetically, if I
raccoon,
hadn't
man.
watched it, you know, do they unleash the children
Mm.
and they go wild?
Right. So,
Jack
well,
Shannon made
because
all-
based on the fact that you saw the film, right, I think your logline should be next.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
but I
don't
did,
make it
yeah, I
too
did
long,
see that.
honestly.
I wrote an interpretive poem
Okay.
for the
All right.
film.
Poems are meant to be short, so.
Mhm.
This is a short, probably one of my shortest log lines. Sad raccoon. That raccoon is so sad. Sad raccoon story. Raccoon make me cry every team. Sad raccoon. Dog go burr. Dog Russian and joke. Raccoon hold big gun. Raccoon abuse XD.
For fuck's sake, why has that actually made me laugh? Fucking hell, man. It's because it's the exact same poem as what he did last time. He just changed the
What?
word.
You mean the fucking car one? This is ages ago.
Yeah, but the way you phrase your poems all the time. Cargo vroom. Car fast. Raccoon has gun. Raccoon die. They're always the same, man. God, it gets me every time.
It gets you every time.
Gets him
Every
every team.
Okay, who's left? Cameron. Cameron is left. Does he have one?
That's how it's Joe. It's a movie
I
podcast,
wonder-
not a fucking poet.
I wonder if he's going to read Guardians 1 or Guardians 2.
Or Guardians and Galaxy.
What's that film?
I'm not going to read
I heard
any,
That feels pretty good.
but
Okay.
I'm preemptively saying here, I don't have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to improv, all right? I'm going to
Okay,
improv
nice.
one. I'm going to come
Cameron
straight...
5 minutes ago. I'm gonna get a point.
Yeah.
Also, Cameron.
Didn't...
Well, it's improv. It could go
it's
really
improv.
well.
You never know.
Is it like a yes and so we can give you suggestions and you have to like improv it?
We can. Yeah. I'll take
No,
suggestions. I'll take
let's just let him. Yeah, Guardians 3. There you go. There's your suggestion.
all right.
That's your prompt.
That-
Not like it's a subject of discussion tonight or anything, but okay.
right.
I'm gonna count you in. I'm gonna count you in. You ready?
Count me in. I'm trying to
3,
think. I need to think.
2. It's improv. 1
I know it's improv.
and you're live.
Right. Rocket Raccoon.
Get off the stage.
I can't do it. I'm fucked. I didn't think this through, home. Right. I'm coming to terms with it a bit here. I'm putting it
Okay.
together in my head. I'm remembering what happened in the film.
You're not getting
And-
the point because
Oh!
you wasted
The movie
my
that brought out
time,
the greatest
listener's time.
The movie that came up with the greatest meme of 2023, which is Adam Warlock's face, like, slowly coming into frame as he's flying through space. Because that thing is fucking hilarious. And that is an accurate summary of this film, because that is one of the best things to come out of this film.
Oh yeah, he is an amazing addition
He
to the
salvaged it
MCU.
at the end.
I salvaged it with the Adam Warlock meme,
Yeah.
because that thing is hilarious. I love it.
Oh
no, man. See, Ron, you missed out.
Copyright,
You missed out.
copyright.
I watched it.
Copyright.
Oh,
I
yeah,
understand
true.
the comedy here.
Oh,
Okay,
the,
point.
I'm thinking the point should be at a stretched out Adam Warlock doing that fucking face thing. Have fun with that one, Ryan. Right, into the voting then. Ryan, I think you should go first. I think Ryan should go first.
Ryan should go first.
Ryan, go first. Ryan, go first. We'll make an exception this week. Ryan, go first.
Joe's was the only acceptable one. Joe.
Ah, thank you.
Ryan hates animals.
Ryan hates animals confirmed. He
Yeah.
hates
Hates
them.
animals.
I said this movie made me want to eat raccoon meat. Like, you know.
Okay.
I'd
saw him
try.
club a whale.
Raccoon. If someone
I
offered me,
saw him
I'd
club
try.
a seal.
I
saw him club a seal.
Yeah,
No,
I've seen that.
No, I go clubbing with seals. They're great.
Ah,
All right.
Like,
Okay. So one point for me.
I'm
Who's
surprised
next?
he got past the bouncer.
1 point for Joe.
Oh, the
right,
bouncer was a seal.
I think Decos should be
The
next.
bouncer
Decos?
was seal.
Decos
Yeah,
vote
but seals
next.
bounce.
Vote
Me.
Decos.
No,
vote.
no,
One
the
minute.
famous
No
singer,
No more
seal.
talk about seals. Vote.
No,
Get
I'm
the
talking about
seals
seal.
out of here.
You got to talk about
Cameron
wolves
move
at
on.
one time.
Cameron needs to vote.
No, Decos, you do.
I'm not voting until Cameron
Cameron's
votes.
not decided.
Oh, right. I'll vote for Decos. I like the Peter one. I thought that was cool.
I'm gonna vote for Raw. I'm joking. I'll vote for Joe.
All right, 2 for Joe. All right, Joe, you're up.
See,
No,
I could
you can cause a bit of a problem.
You're
here, can't
up.
you, Joe?
I could.
Hey.
I could also I could get myself the point, but okay. Look, Decos, I did like yours this week.
It's coming up
However-
to our 10-year anniversary, bro.
What are you talking about? Oh shit, yeah.
10 years of knowing each other.
Okay,
Come on, bro.
so in that
That's
case,
wholesome.
I think to save dispute, I think you should let me just have the point here, and I'll vote for like
No, I think
Cameron.
we should both
Oh!
have the point together. I think we should be one.
No,
We'll just flip a coin and hope Ryan is a truthful person.
I'm an honest man. Okay, look.
Okay, have you got the coin? All right. As I was winning, I shall pick on my.
I'll give you some
my
flavour
side.
for the coin. It is a minted British £2 coin. 26
No, this is like
2015 is the date on it. It has a picture of the
Alright.
Queen on it.
Joe,
Oh.
you choose first. But I'm going with
Yeah.
tails.
Okay, all right then. I'll go heads then. I already picked heads, so it's fine.
Right.
We'll stick with that. I'll go
Ooh.
heads.
Tails.
Okay, well
Yes.
done, Decos. Well done.
You got 20
Decos,
later, Ryan.
he got the
That was-
bag.
Far more awkward than it had to be.
All right,
Ah!
let's get that
It was.
point on the board.
Let's get
it
the
on
point
the board
in.
and
Anyway.
move on.
Power,
Whilst we're
movie,
doing
magic.
movie,
Let's put it in there. All right, cool. There we go. Power of movie magic. Decos is his point of what I'm assuming is the is the Adam Warlock meme.
Elongated Adam Warlock, you fuck. It
Right.
does not translate. That is not a good point.
General discussion. Here we are.
Finally,
Finally,
talk.
right? Let's just.
what is that picture?
Which one?
Rocket. Rocket's
Rocket?
looking a bit beefy.
That's Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket's amped up.
I mean, they roided up Rocket. I can't believe it.
To be fair, they did roid up Groot in this movie. In all honesty, so he was on the
especially
roids
at the
as well.
end. My
Especially
God,
at
he's
the
a
end. Yeah.
Fucking
Big
beefy at the
bastard.
end.
Boy.
I would like to kick off general discussion with my favourite topic of this film. And Decos brought it up earlier, so I want to start if that's okay.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We'll allow it this time.
High
Go, Joe,
evolutionary, top
Perfect.
3 villains. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Very villain.
So good. Honestly, because you know what it is, and I think I mentioned it to you guys before. I've seen somebody else talk about it and make a good point. The fact that, you know, he's just like, he has no redeemable factors in this film. He is just evil,
He
and you
is just
actually
a villain.
genuinely hate him. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's none of this crap like, oh, it's a moral battle that they've been trying to do with every villain since Thanos. Like, no.
Yeah.
This is a fine age of villain that is evil, that you do not like, and you actually want the heroes to like fuck him up.
Yeah,
And I think that's
beat
something
the
that
shit
these
out
new
of him,
movies
which
have
they
been
do.
missing.
Yeah.
He also had some cold lines, like when one of the women went, "Oh dear God," or something like that, and he turned around and went, "There is no God. That's why I stepped in."
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
he
It
knew
was
what he was
good.
Man is
doing.
just straight up villain. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he wanted, and he wouldn't let anyone stop him.
Yeah, and when people did try, he just fucking blew them the fuck up. They're like,
But the
no,
fact
we don't
that-
want you to do this
The
anymore. He's
fact
like,
that
nah.
there was the fact that someone said, was it Gamora who said basically a quarter of the universe could see him as God because he made them.
I mean,
That's
that is
insane.
pretty OP, isn't it?
No, I think she
What
said
is
corners.
telekinesis?
I don't think she said
Oh,
quarters. I think she
corners.
said corners. Corners of the universe. I
It's
think.
still a lot.
It's still a
Like-
lot, yeah. It's still bits of the fucking universe. Like, it's like, oh yeah, this guy. He's my G. He made me. Like, I didn't know.
Leading
What is
off
it?
the-
The Sovereign. I didn't know.
Yeah,
How
I didn't
also?
realise the
How
Sovereign
the
was.
fuck? Oh, that got me thinking about that. I was like, it seems so out of left field compared to everything else that he's made. Like, he's like got these like habit. Like, they must have been around a while, right? Like the Sovereign. They must have been around because they're a
Oh, yeah.
developed society, right? So he probably was working on them before he like finished making Rocket Raccoon. But then at that point, like he made let's say Floor, which is a rabbit with just fucking metal legs stuck in it. But he's also making like the perfect, like most beautiful golden people who are able to create a super highly developed society.
I
Like,
don't- yeah.
So I was
No,
like,
but aren't they like they are good but they're not
I think that's
they're not
I think that's
completely free thinking because they're so devoted to doing his work.
yeah,
Like
and
everything
they're
they made
they're
was
small, they're dumb, aren't they? They're not supposed to be
yeah,
very smart people.
like
I think
they're
they're
not
just
very
test-
good at anything besides like following his orders and create. And
Yeah,
obviously, the
to be
main
fair,
thing that
he
they
might have
did
given
was
them the
create Adam.
society.
Yeah, and it's like their main thing that they did was create Adam Warlock for him. So like it's kind of like they were made as an extension to continue like a side project for him.
I
You
think
know?
what they meant for that is they were backwater before Stone Age civilizations, and he brought them up. He took them to where they are now.
Because obviously,
that
like
makes more
his
sense.
aim is
And then after doing it, he probably got the idea of making the perfect species.
Yeah.
well, because he kind of wants to make. He wants to. I mean,
perfect the
he
universe.
wants to create like free thinking, doesn't he?
Yeah,
That is
basically.
that's his end goal,
But he
really. Like he
can't
can
seem
make
to
all
do
these
it, can he?
versions.
He just
Yeah,
creates
but
things that
the
just
one
can't.
thing he wants is free thinking because he wants.
An ironic thing is, the one thing he called an abomination was the one thing that could
Yeah.
do what he wanted.
Yeah.
Which leads to a point. I was sort of with High Evolutionary when he turned around to Rocket and went, "How did you know?" sort of thing. How? Yeah, you're allowed free thinking, but how?
Yeah, I did.
If
I
you
also had a
didn't know
thought
if
about
that
this.
existed, how did you think of it?
Yeah, that was kind of a slight. I will say, it's one slight plot hole that bugged me a little bit.
What?
Because obviously his aim is he's trying to recapture Rocket
Unless
so he
he
can have
read
his
it
brain.
somewhere.
But no, but he's not though, because he's in a cage. So like the plot
Yeah,
hole
but
for
you see
me
flashbacks
was
of him with High Evolutionary, so he could have read it.
yeah,
Somewhere
true.
in a book.
But for me it was like, he's trying to capture Rocket so he can get his
Yeah.
brain so that he can find out why he is so good. But High Evolutionary, whatever he did to him is what caused that brain to make. So can't he just do that again?
Nah,
Like he
I-
he did
because
something
he did the
to
same
Rocket.
stuff to the other ones as well.
Yeah,
he did the
I
same
get you,
ones.
like, you turn a
Oh,
man
right.
into a bear once, you can turn a man into a bear again. It's not that hard.
The difference is by the flashbacks, he seemed to genuinely love and care, or like to an extent, of Rocket. Like,
Nah.
he looked after
I
him.
beg to differ. No,
Yeah.
he
Purely,
wasn't scared for the
purely
idea.
sexual,
idea.
Nikos.
Purely
It's a physical relationship.
But he was teaching him with
Racocket?
books that doesn't apply.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way I saw it, I thought he was
Rocket
more
Raccoon.
pissed off and jealous.
Yeah,
Like when
there were
when Rocket
slight
discovered
times when, but that's what makes him such a good villain because he seems so like 3-dimensional in that sense. I think the times when he was nice to him were just he was just trying to see what he could do. So he was just being nice to him so that he would like do the thing. And then once he'd done it, it was back to him just being like throw him back in this, because like once he had him on his lap going like, oh yeah, like do these like maths equations for me so I can see what you're capable of. He does them and he's like, all right, cool, back in your little cell then, like throw you, like walk off without you, let you run after me sort of thing.
The thing is,
Like
all of them seem generally happy in those scenes, but seeing each other, I don't know if it's.
I don't know if it
I
was.
think it's what like the animals like in the cages when they were happy like playing around. Now I think it's because that's like it's like Stockholm syndrome, right? Like they accepted that was their reality and they tried to make the most of it, because but which kind of shows how sad it is, because they're so happy just in a cell and they're all like dreaming of the sky, but they're like, oh, we're having a good time anyway. It's like, man,
the rabbit named herself Floor because they were on a floor. That is the extent of their creativity. That's
Well, I
they
mean, it's kind of the same as Decos, no?
What do you mean by that? That was so that was so unnecessary.
You haven't talked for like hours.
He has nothing to say. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to break the joke in a minute because Ryan is just being silent.
Well, I'm. You know, you're having a little discussion about the film. You know, I'm just letting you go ahead.
Look,
you're learning about.
I mean, you know, if there's a point where I can interject, I can interject. But you know, you're talking about the raccoon, and I've got to be honest, I don't think the character was that deep. Okay, it was just a dude who turned into a bear occasionally, and then got ridden by hot Nick Fury.
All I'm saying is, from these images that I'm seeing on the sideshow, I want to know what this bear does because his triceps are bulging, and I want to replicate whatever he's doing.
See, we haven't talked about this, but this Guardians film was all about dude's physique. Okay,
that makes it a good movie. That's a good movie.
These people are jacked, and I don't just mean like these ain't your everyday gym lads. These are your fucking mainlining steroids into their bloodstream. They have muscular muscles, you know?
We're talking about Keith right now?
Fucking pinky fingers are buff.
To be honest, I thought that picture was from the brand new Cocaine Bear.
What? How? What did you think happened in that
Cocaine
movie,
Bear
man?
was nothing compared
I
to
don't know, Cameron, but if somebody told me that at the end of Cocaine Bear it becomes sentient and grabs a minigun, I'd be like, you know what?
No, the end of Cocaine Bear is like really underwhelming. It's actually just like Ray Liotta underneath a waterfall. He gets killed by like the baby bears because he gets covered in cocaine.
All right, cheers for that one.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not that great a film. Not really a lot to spoil from it, gotta be completely honest.
But yeah, no, the last thing I want to say about High Evolutionary is the actor. Is it Chaku? What's his name?
I know, I kind of know the name, but it's difficult to pronounce, and I don't want to mess it up.
Isn't it like Chakudi?
Yeah, I don't want to mispronounce it.
But anyway, he fantastic.
Absolutely
I genuinely
phenomenal.
think way better performance in that role than
Kang.
And
Jonathan Majors as Kang was the best part of Ant-Man and Ant-Man 3. But now, looking back really after seeing High Evolutionary, I'm just like, nah.
It's just
it was
scary,
shit.
man.
Yeah, if anything, they should, because obviously the whole Jonathan Majors thing with the whole, like, what was it, like, beating the shit out of multiple women. I bet they should just dub it, sub him out, bring this other guy in, and just say the High Evolutionary was, like, a fucking variant or something, of Kang or whatever.
I agree.
And just go from there, because I think that would be great if they did that.
I mean, but he's not dead.
Evolutionary in the comics, High Evolutionary like beats the shit out of Hulk and all that stuff. Like he is strong.
And he's not dead.
He was supposed. He looked like he was, because obviously he like pwned the shit out of Adam Warlock on this, and Adam Warlock beat up the rest of the Guardians. So he should have been able to beat up the Guardians. It's just, I like how they brought it back up. It was just Rocket having like the brain to create something that was like the anti-grav boots that you saw him working on at the start of the film. The fact that he managed to create them was the reason he was able to get the jump on him and just like get the shot off on him so everyone could beat him up, which I thought was cool.
Also,
it was
like details, like when you see him take stuff off the desk and then he used that to make a key.
Yeah, he was just building the little key to escape. And something I thought at first, because we'll talk about how they kind of like bait you with the whole Peter Quill death thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're like,
I think they should have run with it, man. To be honest,
they could have, but I did. But I also think something that they didn't do in this film, which I thought they were going to kill someone in this film, like at least one or two of them.
Yeah.
It's
But
Marvel. They could never kill a cash cow.
no. But also, like they've killed people
Yeah,
before
but
in other films,
Dave
but
Bautista
killing
isn't
people
Drax
is
anymore, so-
killing people is a cheap way to get an emotional response. Whereas this film got me feeling emotional responses without killing anybody, which is a lot harder to pull off. So I feel like
Although,
that's better.
James
That's
Gunn
better
did
narrative.
kind of-
It's stronger narrative writing.
It's true, but I agree with what you're saying. There is a cheap way to get an emotional response. However, James Gunn kind of used something slightly different, but used it repeatedly, and that's the near-death experience. I mean,
That's
how
true.
many times did the film frame itself in a way that you think, like for example, right at the you got when Drax got shot in the back when they were escaping that weird like organism planet thing that they were on, that
Yeah.
space station. He got shot in the
Oh, yeah,
back.
the
The
Among
film
Us.
made you think that he was going to die then. You then got Quill right at the end. The film makes you think you're going to die then. You then got I
But
think
Joe, how can you sell merch if the character's dead?
that's true.
Well, Dave Bautista and Drax is no longer going to be in a Guardians of the Galaxy
Exactly.
film,
I
so
genuinely thought they would
him
kill him
dying
off.
would have been perfect.
Yeah. You say that though, but you never
No,
know
because
in
that
a
would
few
subvert your
years. Like,
expectations. So, everything needs to go
you can't
as you
rule
expect.
anything out. These
No,
people,
I was
like
100%
these, they
expecting
always
someone to
come
die in
back.
this
You
film.
100% can. You can
I
rule
was-
out there's going to be a fucking raccoon orgy.
Fuck's sake.
It was just some raccoons hanging out,
Well,
Ryan. They weren't
Yeah, they're
orgying.
just hanging out. But if Rocket whips out his pocket rocket, that's not happening. Rule that one out for now, at least.
Shut up,
I
William.
hate you. I just hate you, man.
I hate you too.
I don't want to be your
moving,
friends.
moving swiftly on. Another point. I want to know were people's impression. Well,
Wait a minute.
what do people think of Adam
That's
Warlock?
called the introduction, Joe.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock.
Huh?
Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I want to know what people's
I-
thoughts of Adam Warlock was like, and just
I
in
thought
general.
he was very fast.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Oh, very
I
cool,
thought
Ryan.
Adam Warlock-
like
I
you
think-
can. The special effects were actually alright.
Nah.
Like you could tell he was going fast, but he just sort of like blinked from place to place, and then was like. He didn't say he was Adam Warlock, but you sort of knew. You knew deep down that he really was. And then he turned into a car.
I
And
thought the actor
became part of
clearly
like an
was the
ethereal
perfect
dream
actor
realm,
for
and
Adam Warlock.
then a woman fell down the stairs and turned into a oh god, like a stick, no, crutch, crutches. Yeah,
Okay. Right.
Man,
That was
Ryan
in
is
this film.
losing it. Ryan is
Yeah.
losing
I was
it.
in Guardians and Galaxy.
He's actually losing his mind slowly over the course of this. He needs help. He needs help from all of us. But he's not going to get
Shut
it.
up.
Him.
He's
Shut
not going to get it.
Wham.
Wham?
Yeah,
Wham?
like the chewable
God.
whams. You're one of those.
I chew a
God's
wham.
sake.
I'll eat
Right.
you
Let's
like
talk
a.
about
I'll eat you
Adam
like a
Warlock,
wham.
please. Let's talk about Adam Warlock for a minute.
I didn't. I know it's like some people weren't like a massive fan of it, but I was actually Well, actually no. I think people were pretty like they're like, yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it in this. I mean, I know it was like slightly more like comic reliefy than like people might have expected,
He
but
did
I thought it was
provide
fun.
probably the best line in the entire film. I'll be honest.
Which one was that, Joe?
You know the scene where like
right.
he yeah when he boards the ship and then Gamora picks up like that new like pet that he's got and he's
Yeah.
like another step. I'll kill him. He's like, don't be rash.
Yeah.
I
That
thought
was
the actor for Adam
perfectly
Warlock
timed.
was the. I thought the actor for Adam Warlock was the perfect casting for him.
Will
Yeah,
Poulter,
yeah.
He was a very good point.
also known as
I
eyebrows.
enjoyed that. Film.
Yeah, you type in eyebrow. Fun fact from Cameron now.
Yeah.
We've had fun fact from everyone but Ryan at this point. Fun fact: you type in like
no fun
eyebrows
fact.
kid. Will Poulter's the first and
Yeah.
only first
He
thing
has
to
some
pop up.
prominent eyebrows, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that they made them golden. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Golden.
I've got a fun fact.
My
No,
favorite.
no,
No,
fun
it's actually a
fact,
good fun. It's fun. It's a fun fact.
All right.
If this makes me cry, then you're out.
Fun fact. I've now said a fun fact. having said a fun fact as the fun fact.
Okay, just shut
Anyway,
up and
moving
don't
on.
speak again.
Moving
Just
on,
bullying
I-
Ryan.
No, I don't want.
Character
We're
in
talking
this
about the best
film.
line. I gotta disagree. I think the best line in this film was where they were talking about you lost the last fight because you didn't have rocks, so we've equipped your suit with rocks. So then the next fight you'll have rocks.
Ah!
My favorite character was Drax.
He had rocks. He had a rock whip for whipping the
Yours was
raccoons.
Drax, Cos?
Drax was good.
Yeah, I like this story arc over the trilogy, especially with the
What arc?
acronym of the analogy of him going from
Noah's.
not a dancer to a dancer. After
Yeah, yeah.
And from not a dad to a dad.
That is true.
Wait, no. An
He had
ex-dad,
a
wasn't he?
whole
Didn't his
story
family
arc.
get like slaughtered by the Thanos?
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
he was no longer a dad, but he became
I know
a dad.
the Ronan. The Ronan? Was it Ronan?
Ronan the
Also,
Accuser, yeah.
The reason
Yeah.
why. The
Man,
reason
No,
why
Ronan
I thought
the
it was
Accuser
Thanos
sucked.
that killed his parents.
No,
It
it
No,
was
no, no,
Ronan.
no,
It was
no.
Ronan. The
It was
blue one.
Ronan. But he wanted to kill Thanos
right.
because Thanos ordered it. Because it was like Thanos'
Oh, yeah,
grand
Thanos
plan
was
for
like
like
the big
killing
boss
half
man.
the planet. Killing
Yeah,
half the planet, so he's just acting on his instruction. Yeah. Man, seeing High Evolution, it makes me think how shit Ronan was as a villain now in the first Guardians of the
I think
Galaxy
High
film.
Evolutionary makes a lot of villains look pretty shit.
Yeah, it does.
I
he's
mean,
just a
honestly.
bad
each villain
dude
for
who's like
Guardians of
doing
the
what he
Galaxy
wants and he's
was
just
so
chilling.
good.
I respect
True.
that.
Because, I mean,
He was
Yeah.
like he was like a buff
Guardians
boss
of the
baby as well. He was so cool.
You and your
I think each Guardians
His
of the
chest, whenever he like
I
used
think
his
each
lightning
Guardians
powers,
of
his
the
chest
film-
glue red. It was so cool.
Fuck myself. Then.
Digos had an actual point, and Ryan comes in
Yeah,
with
I
more
see.
about the fucking Russian Guardians film.
But I watched
He's out
Guardians of
I
Galaxy.
outed
Galaxy.
him.
The Galaxy part was
okay,
hard to
let's
talk
make this
about.
clear now, alright? For
What do
the
you mean?
listeners,
We're
for the
outing him.
listeners, I'm sure you've picked up Ryan has been very infuriating this week. That is because he hasn't watched this film.
I watched the
Instead,
film.
he decided to go watch a Russian film called Guardians and
That's
another
not
one
true.
called
That's not
Galaxy.
true.
So you see this picture of a bear.
I watched
Not
Guardians
part of this film.
and Galaxy. Galaxy is a
Okay.
separate film.
So there you go. You're outed now. Now,
Oh,
We got him.
free at last. Oh.
We're the ones that are free. Ah! Goddamn bastard, man.
Now I can just talk about Guardians, and it was fucking weird.
Yeah, man. 1.8. What is it? 1.8 on Letterboxd.
1.8 on Letterboxd,
Woof.
4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh.
Baby, the dialogue was very clunky.
Well,
It
4
is-
out of 10. That's worse than the fucking Cock One Halo TV show episode.
Yeah. The dialogue is literally just like people standing around talking about the thing that's going to happen, and then the fight scenes are genuinely dreadful. But it's also kind of there's bits of it that are genuinely entertaining, and it definitely in that so bad it's good. Like, yeah,
Let's talk about like the effects in this. So like the CGI and actually the practical effects as well, because this is, I think it won the world record for the film that has used the most practical effects ever. Or like the most spent on practical effects ever. It was one of
probably
them.
the most spent,
Mm.
not the most used.
I don't know, man.
Jesus.
There was a lot of practical effects used. in this
There's
stuff.
a lot. There's a lot in a lot of movies, especially like the old something like I guess like Where Eagles Dare would have used a fucking shit ton of practical effects.
Let me have a look. But
It'll
yeah,
probably be
just
most,
but
it's
whilst
probably
I
most
look,
spent.
what did you guys think about it? Like just the
I
effects
thought
in
it
general.
was good. I thought it was pretty good, man. I
It
kind of like that movies are going towards this more practical effect these days. I know it's a bit more laborious and probably. Is it more expensive than doing full CGI? Maybe.
It
Maybe
tends to
not.
be it tends to be like cheaper, but it's like the time
obviously-
effort costs
yeah.
more. So it's like
But
you're probably paying like your stars
respect-
more and shit.
I
so
think it
costs-
works better, man. Like I think the problem is we're so oversaturated with CGI now that you can tell what's good and what is shit CGI. Like there's a very high
and it
margin.
doesn't really.
But
I don't know,
like
it always
now
just
we're
looks
going
kind
back
of
to
tacky,
practical.
even if it's like actual good CGI.
Exactly, but like practical effects, when you know they're practical, you can appreciate. Like it may look like
Yeah,
a guy
what
with
goes
a
into it.
practical mask on, but it probably still looks better than if they tried to CGI his face.
Well,
Yeah.
you got to
It just
think
looks-
as well. There's the whole notion that you're aware when you watch a film, you're aware you're watching a film. So
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
you see some of the. I guess it's like like the effort is more appreciated.
And I think it works, especially in a film like this. That I think in the scene on Nowhere, where they're around with all the people, and when they first get to the alternate Earth, and you see the crowds of like the town.
They were all practical.
And it's all practical, and it because there's so many different like species and characters. Like, it's interesting, like to see like if that's CGI. They like look at what happened when we watched fucking Quantumania, okay, and they had that whole seat when they were banding all of like the outsiders together, and then that scene where you looked across, and it just was all CGI, and they paid. Because they don't want you to see, because it's too expensive to give everyone too much detail and too much screen time. They kind of brush over, and you see maybe one or two characters that may look kind of cool, whatever. Because this is like practical effects, they just can hold the camera still and let the actors just move about, and you actually can see what they're getting up to. I think it works. In my opinion, is so much better,
And
it did it well.
It's much
just
better
to
than like the floating heads that Marvel do, where it's like.
Just to interject
that shit always looked awful to me.
Did. So it broke the industry record for the amount of practical effects used on a single film. So it has used the most practical effects ever.
Jesus.
And or TV production as well. But you can tell because, obviously, I think it
for
really
an industry
works.
film, then there could be some indie thing out there that's fucked.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Maybe. You never know. But with the faces, I think they used a lot of practical effects for quite a few of the aliens and obviously all their faces were done practically. Whereas in like Quantumania stuff, I did notice they were using like CGI for some of the faces, and that I know creates an issue because the more human a face, more like real a face looks, is what a CGI. Because obviously practically, it's not real straight away, and that's fine. But the more real it looks, it makes the uncanny valley effect, and then it looks worse, which is weird. So the more real it looks, the worse it looks until it's good enough that it looks good. It's weird.
Why the uncanny valley thing is a thing?
Why?
It's supposedly an evolutionary thing, so we can distinct what's human or not. But
God damn!
It begs me to ask, what the fuck looks like a human?
Probably
probably
Neanderthals.
Because that is some made up shit you've read on like Instagram. Because
we're going on many tangents.
What about the camera work? I think just for the shots that they gave us of Adam Warlock's face, I'm going to say the camera work was exemplary.
I mean, okay, all right, no camera work. I think one of the most enjoyable fight scenes I've seen in a Marvel film for a while was the long shot that they took in the hallway right at the end. That was fantastic.
Fucking great.
And it was all one long wide shot thing, and it looked really good, and it worked really well. And you kind of saw everybody getting involved.
Yeah, everyone got a little bit of the pie in the action scene. Yeah, I like that.
And it was violent. It wasn't just like punchy. All right, there was some violence in there.
Yeah, this film was a very violent film in a lot of respects, especially when they rip off the High Evolutionary's face, like his little face mask.
True.
There was a lot of there's
been some backlash. I've seen that
people said the film was too dark, that they couldn't watch it. They didn't like it.
But,
I was like,
what? Like,
yeah, it's like come on, like what the fuck?
It's kind of like I think James Gunn pushed what PG-13 allows to its limit.
Yeah. What I like is the fact that obviously Peter went through that the whole film going, we don't kill to Gamora. The moment he found out what happened to Rocket, fuck it, it's on, killing everything.
Yeah, true. One scene that took me by surprise is when they sped up the evolution of was it a turtle or something?
Yeah.
In the tube, and then it became violent, and they just fucking set it ablaze. Like they just flamethrowed it with no effort to hide what was going on. They blasted it and you just saw its corpse.
Hey, look, he was too angry. All right, he was a little angry boy. They needed to get rid of him. He was causing issues. And Rocket just like I did like when he like pulls Rocket like aside, not like when afterwards when when he told him how to fix it. I was about to say pulls Rocket off, but I knew I knew it was coming. But pulls him to the side after he rips him out the cage. He like throws him on the floor, and he's just like, "How the fuck did you know how to fix this? Because I didn't know how to fucking fix this. How did you know?" It's like berating him. And I'm just like, cool.
Well,
This film includes Marvel's first ever fuck word.
Oh, it's true. They dropped the
And
F-bomb.
to be honest, it was quite funny. All right, they played it well. It was a good scene to drop it in.
Yeah, I think it worked well with the scene that they put it in, but they did ruin it in the trailer because they put it in the trailer, so it was just ruined. If they hadn't put it, but if they hadn't, then I would have laughed more.
It was quite good when I saw it.
Yeah, I got rewatching No Way Home. They said shit a lot in that. They're trying to be big boys. Marvel. Trying to grow up, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, let's rate the movie. Let's see where we have it at. So again, I'm going to start with Decos. Decos? Where do you want to put it?
I rate it an A.
Saucy?
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best Marvel films I've enjoyed since Infinity War and Endgame. It's one of the best films I've gone to in the cinemas since probably Infinity War and Endgame, and I've gone, I love this. Obviously, No Way Home, but I love that because of the nostalgia.
Yeah, that's got nostalgia feelings.
So
it's not a film.
No
Shut
Way
up,
Home's
Ryan.
only good because of nostalgia. This film's good.
Hey man,
because it
in
is
No Way
a
Home,
good film.
Yeah.
just say, in No Way Home, Benedict Cumberbatch is absolutely atrocious and
We're
just
not
does not want to be.
talking about
There
No
is
Way Home.
pain on his face. It's like every line is like funny quip, and it's Benedict Cumberbatch, and he looks like he genuinely would rather kill himself.
All right.
All right, cool. A tier from the cost. Right, Joe, where do you want to put it?
I agree. I'd say A tier. If not, push it up to an S, because I think James Gunn has saved my enjoyment of Marvel films.
I sort of want to be in there, so I want to change.
I don't know. I think I said this to you previously in the week. If I'd have seen another terrible Marvel film, I would have really started losing all hope. But this has saved. I mean, I feel like this film is now just going to set us up for just everything else is going to be shit. So for that reason, I think this is one of Marvel's final good ones for a long time. So for that, I think if any Marvel film is going to go in S, it's going to be this. So I'm going to say S too.
And Decos, did you want to change yours? Because can I point out, Ryan hasn't seen this film, so he can't rate it. So the problem is getting it.
I can rate it,
but it won't matter.
No, it's tied into the score because to be fair, it's probably what I would give the Guardians film as well. It's probably not far off. Let's be honest.
Well, anyway, look, I say S tier.
Also, it shouldn't count for the sole fact of, let's say there's a film that's going to be amazing, and I turn around and go, you know what, I don't want to watch it. I'm going to watch the worst film ever, and I rate it.
I didn't watch this because the cinema trip I was going on got fucking cancelled last minute.
What are you rating it?
So, I think generally, I really, really enjoyed this film. I thought it was fantastic. I don't think it saved Marvel though, because I think it was very separate from it. It's almost I think it was so good because it almost seemed like a separate entity from what Marvel has been doing with all the multiverse bullshit and all that fucfuckery. It just seemed like James Gunn just made his film.
They can bring back any character anytime.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like they also
Iron Man 4.
Iron Man 4, Robbie Andrews. I feel like they tied up the last thing that I was actually properly invested with Marvel, which was the Guardians of the Galaxy. And now that that's done, I literally have almost no reason to continue watching Marvel films. I will, almost as a cathartic need to, a self-indulgent, self-harming type way. Yeah, masochism. But, now that I've seen this, I almost feel like I enjoyed it so much because I feel like I'm all right, I got the ending that I kind of wanted for these things that I enjoyed. So now, even if they are just shitting over everything else, I almost have that, at least I have this. At least I can go and watch at least I can go watch the Guardians films and have a good time.
That's why it's S tier, man.
That's why it's S tier!
Hell yeah, S tier! Hell yeah!
All right, Ryan, do you want to rate your completely separate film? In fact, surely we should get the Guardians film on here.
No, because we can't start doing that.
I'm rating Guardians. and
You're not
Galaxy.
rating this film because you didn't see this film. You can't accurately
I
rate.
did. There was a furry thing with a machine gun. We watched the same film.
No, it's
Anyway,
not fair.
Ryan,
It's
just
not
wrap.
fair.
Let's wrap up your. Just say a thing.
Say
talking
your
about.
thing. Say your
A
things.
thing. Look,
That's my pet
okay,
name.
you know, I thoroughly enjoyed the awful dub. It was not a great film. The exposition was just so clunky. It looked kind of mid. Rock dude. The superpowers were literally fast dude with swords, invisible woman, but only when she touches water, bear, and Rockman.
Nice.
I believe those were the superheroes. And the bad guy just had like electricity and was buff and could control anything with his mind that was electric or something. So he had like legions of helicopters and shit.
Okay.
What?
It's a fever dream. It's probably worth checking out at some point. Yeah, if you guys, if not just to see what the fuck Rush is up to in the superhero realm. But my honest answer would be I'd give it an E tier. But given that I didn't watch the film with rating, I'll give that the benefit of the doubt that I probably would put it in D tier if I saw it based on what I've heard of it today, and
I
from
don't
like.
think you would.
No,
I think
no,
I would,
I think
'cause-
you would. I think you would.
Because
Let me put it in
I
D
would,
tier.
I would, I would put
it's not
most
gonna
Marvel
change the
films in E
score.
tier.
Let
It's not
it,
going to
yeah.
change the score.
Let him put it
so
in
we'll
D
let,
tier
it's fine.
because
I can appreciate that. At
based-
least he's been honest.
based
Yeah, I'll
on,
give it
I
I'll give it a 1 tier bump for a benefit of the doubt that the raccoon gets abused, and I think that would be quite funny.
You the way you are.
Hey, look,
Uh,
Ryan's a chill guy. I'll give him a slide. I'll let him slide on this one.
rewriting
And
history.
we're back, and there we go.
Look
Movie
at it.
magic against Ryan's will, with him tied up in the
Beautiful.
basement. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 got a cheeky S tier, so
It's
I'm happy with
beautiful.
that. that makes me happy, boys. I say we roll with it.
I should have just.
We
kept
are
the fucking
rolling
E.
with-
I shouldn't have had mercy.
Nah, he shouldn't have had it, but he did,
Nice.
and that was his fault. And we roll with that now. So,
I'll never have mercy again. I'll always finish the job.
right, so into the what's to know
Double
with
tap.
Joe, where we get to know what Joe wants to know. Joe, what do you want to know?
I want to know what Cameron wanted to know earlier in the episode. 'cause he said
Oh,
that's what we were
bringing
doing
it back.
So
But what's to know
That's
with
what
Whammer? My what's to know is if you had to have the High Evolutionary give you one of those wacky cybernetic augmentations, which one would it be?
that's a good question.
That's a good
Penis.
question.
Brian,
Oh,
I say
he
penis.
is. He is.
I've
Ryan
already
doesn't
got
need to
the
alter his
ultimate
penis.
weapon.
It's
Why
already
would I need-
perfect. Yeah.
Why would I need it changed?
All right, Joe. what do you want?
Okay, I'm gonna keep mine. I'm gonna theme mine to the podcast. All right, I'd want him to add a super
Hello.
high quality microphone into my face, so that when we record each episode, I sound super professionally clear every week.
Nah, Joe.
That's
you
what I
should
would
get-
do.
You should get
And not like a
Oh,
slightly
what are you gonna
muffled
say? A satellite's on my ears. Fantastic.
No, a
well done.
satellite antenna, because your ears are already satellite.
Oh wow. These are very funny.
Very funny, very
Working
original.
Contigas, what would you have?
Working eyes. So
You know
that'd
what?
be
That's
glasses.
actually true.
Working eyes.
That makes you sound like you're blind.
Wait,
He is.
actually, we never got what Ryan wanted because Vigo said he
Oh,
wanted a
sorry.
dick, and Ryan was like, "Nah." What did
Okay,
you want?
Ryan,
No,
what would
because
you
I
want?
feel you were looping back round to me. Never
Nah.
actually asked me.
I'm back at you now.
He
Yeah.
was just making an off comment.
What do you want? What cybernetic augmentation do you want?
I would have a jelly bean dispenser.
Oh, that'd be cool though.
Where?
From where? From where?
Where?
On
Yeah.
like your shoulder, so it's like, you can
I thought
just
you were gonna say your ass for a second. You shit actually.
you shit, there you go, you shit jelly beans instead. That's a way better enhancement.
Okay, no.
You
No,
literally
what
s-
It is called.
Infinite life, infinite food. Got
Yeah,
it.
infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite food hack.
No, I'd have.
Okay,
Chest
Cameron, go.
hands.
You could also make an absolute.
What?
You could
Chest
also make an
hands.
absolute killing.
I'd have
opening like
extra
a scat
hands
fetish
on my
OnlyFans.
chest where my nipples were, because I don't use my nipples, so I'd have hands there instead.
And they're also you can be like a little velociraptor. They're useless.
No, I'd have my hand. I'd have my normal hands. I'd also have hands on my chest. I could like hold popcorn in my two hands, and then my chest hands can pick it out and put it in my
It'd
mouth.
be too close to your face.
That'd be fun. Like, yeah. Look, I'm trying it right now. I could do it.
Right,
Thanks, chest hands.
fantastic.
Very cool.
All right.
Chest hands.
Moving on.
We were the worst movie podcast in the world. We were looking at.
Well, we still are.
We were the worst movie podcast in the world. You never know. Ryan one day might be the best, but one day, not today.
We can hope
And-
and dream.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 S tier. You were entertained
Definitely
today by
recommend going to the
Cameron,
cinema.
Decos, Joe, and Ryan. Follow us on all the social medias. I think the TikTok's actually up and running now because Ryan took
we got
control of
TikTok.
it.
That's where
Um,
YouTube Shorts go, basically. There's no
yeah.
place to see them.
Exactly. And leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the little
And
bell.
I recommend once you finish watching this video, you go book yourself some tickets to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Good film.
Yeah.
Fast Act.
It's a good time. And Fast X.
Vin Diesel.
What is next week's video?
Next week's film, we are doing House, not the TV series, the Japanese film from the 70s, the horror film.
We understand
Yeah,
why you
blame
won't
Ryan
click
for
on
this.
one.
We're going to
Look,
barely
one
watch
of
the
the
film.
characters, one of
You
the
don't
characters
wanna
is called
watch
Kung Fu, and they do Kung Fu, and there's another one called Mac, and they're fat, and that's the thing. That's the joke. They're
All
fat.
right.
We understand if you don't click on next week's video.
We
fine.
get it. We're
We'll be back
not
in
going to blame you for it, alright?
We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with an actual film.
With another
Fine.
film. It'd be great. But no.
Hey, you talk shit. The House is a banger.
Thanks for joining us this week, guys.
Tell that to the judge.
See you when we do House. Bye.